Tonight, something impossible happens. You step outside and look up at the sky. The stars are there. The horizon is quiet. The night feels normal, but the moon is gone. Not hidden behind clouds, not covered by an eclipse, not dimmed by shadow. It simply isn't there anymore. No warning, no explosion, no trace. Just an empty space where the moon has always been. Tonight, we are going to explore what would really happen to Earth if the moon suddenly disappeared and never came back. At first, the change would feel subtle. Many people might not even notice immediately, especially in cities filled with artificial light. But outside those cities, far from street lamps and glowing skylines, the difference would be obvious almost instantly. The night sky would become darker than most people alive today have ever seen. A full moon can illuminate landscapes, forests, and oceans with a faint silver light. Without it, entire regions would fall into deeper darkness than usual. Mountains would disappear into shadow. Forests would become nearly invisible. Even familiar landscapes would feel unfamiliar. But the moon does much more than light our nights. Its influence reaches across the entire planet, and the first major changes would begin in the oceans. Right now, the moon controls most of Earth's tides. Its gravity pulls on the oceans constantly. Every day, coastlines experience rising and falling water levels because of the moon. If the moon disappeared tonight, tides would not vanish completely. The sun also creates tides, but they would become much weaker, roughly half as strong as they are today. This change would affect coastlines across the entire planet. Many marine ecosystems depend on tidal rhythms. Tiny organisms live according to tidal timing. Fish migrate based on tidal movement. Coral reefs depend on tidal circulation. Even coastal forests rely on these cycles. Without strong tides, entire ecosystems would slowly begin to change. Some species would adapt. Others would disappear. But these changes would not happen overnight. They would unfold gradually over time. The next change would be even more important. The moon stabilizes Earth's axis. Right now, Earth is tilted at about 23 degrees. This tilt gives us seasons. But more importantly, the moon helps keep that tilt stable. Without the moon, Earth's axis would begin to shift more unpredictably over thousands of years. Sometimes the tilt could become larger, sometimes smaller. Over long periods of time, this would dramatically affect climate patterns across the planet. Some regions could become colder, others could become hotter. Deserts might move, forests might shrink, ice sheets might expand or disappear. The planet would become less stable than it is today. But these changes would take centuries or even thousands of years to fully appear. There is another change that would begin immediately. Many animals navigate using the moon. Sea turtles depend on moonlight to find the ocean after hatching. Birds use the moon as a reference point during migration. Insects respond to lunar brightness when flying at night. Predators hunt differently depending on how bright the moon is. Without the moon, these natural signals would disappear overnight. Some species would struggle to adapt. Others would behave differently almost immediately. Now imagine something else. The moon also slows down Earth's rotation. Very slowly. Very gently. Every century, Earth's day becomes slightly longer because of the moon's gravitational influence. Without the moon, that slowing effect would almost stop. Earth would keep rotating nearly the same way it does today. But over very long timescales, the difference would become measurable. There is another surprising role the moon plays. It protects Earth, not like a shield, but like a silent partner. Some asteroids that might otherwise approach Earth collide with the moon instead. Over millions of years, the moon has absorbed impacts that could have reached our planet. Without the moon, Earth's long-term impact risk would increase slightly. Not immediately, not dramatically, but measurably over geological time. Now imagine the psychological effect. The moon has been part of human culture for as long as humans have existed. It shaped calendars, guided navigation, inspired myths, influenced religion, appeared in poetry and art across thousands of years. Every civilization on Earth has looked at the same moon. Without it, the night sky would feel different in a way that is difficult to measure scientifically, but easy to feel emotionally. Human nights would become quieter, darker, and somehow more distant from the familiar universe we have always known. Now, here is something unexpected. Even without the moon, Earth would continue orbiting the sun exactly as before. Our year would not change. Day and night would continue. Seasons would still exist. Life would continue. But the long-term stability of Earth's climate would slowly weaken. The oceans would move differently. Animal migration would change. And the sky itself would feel unfamiliar. Tonight, if the moon disappeared, humanity would notice. Telescopes around the world would immediately turn toward the empty sky. Satellites would search for explanations. Scientists would begin measuring gravitational changes across the planet. Within minutes, it would become the most important scientific mystery in history. But Earth would still be here, still rotating, still orbiting the sun, still carrying oceans, continents, forests, and cities across space. Life would continue, just on a slightly lonelier planet than before. Right now, the moon is still there, rising quietly above the horizon, shaping the tides, stabilizing Earth's axis, lighting our nights, and silently guiding our planet through space, just as it has for billions of years.